everybody, my name is Nansee Hughes and I am a member of the Edmonton Opera Chorus, and I want to welcome you to Edmonton Opera's new kitchen concert series, where each week you will get to meet a new opera chorus member who will share some of their favorite music live from their kitchen. So this is my kitchen. You can see I've got kind of a workstation set up back there. That is for my 7-year-old who is social distancing from school, so we are homeschooling him, and our table just happens to be the best spot for that. I'm a fairly new member of the Edmonton Opera Chorus. I haven't been with them for very long. I've only been in one production so far. I was in The Misadventures of Count Ori, which was directed by Brian Dietrich, conducted by Gordon Gerard, and starred Caitlin Wood and John Tessier last season. This season I wasn't able to join as I had singing gigs in Ontario and whatnot that I was unable to be a part of the chorus this season. So again, I'm performing live from my kitchen, so you might hear a dog bark, or you might even see my cat try and get up on the table. You might hear my son, you might hear my husband. There's lots of that goes on in our house. So please bear with me as I try and do this. Along with sharing some of our favorite songs, each chorus member is going to give you a recipe that maybe you haven't tried in your own house yet, and maybe you're looking for some new recipes that might inspire you to use that Instant Pot that you got for Christmas, or maybe you haven't thought of doing in your crock pot or Instant Pot or your oven or whatever. So my family really loves chicken and dumplings. My son will try and tell you that he doesn't like chicken, as any 7-year-old has their thing. But whenever I tell him, hey, I'm gonna make chicken and dumplings, he gets this big light up on his face and he gets so excited and can't wait to have supper. So I thought this would be a really good one to share with you all. So what you need for the start of this is you either need a slow cooker or a crock pot or an Instant Pot, and in that you will put 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, as well as a can to a can and a half of chicken broth, and you can either put half or a whole yellow or white onion depending on how much you really like onion, and chop it up really fine and then mix it all together, and then I put about 4 or 5 chicken breasts in, and then I set the crock pot, slow cooker, Instant Pot for 8 hours, and then I go about my day, and yeah, then you just leave it in for about 7 hours, and then after the 7 hours happens, you take the chicken out and you shred it with 2 knives so that it's kind of almost like pulled pork, like shredded pork or whatever, but it's chicken. Put it back in the crock pot, and then you can either use Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits if you prefer. I prefer to make my own because my sister gave me an amazing recipe when I was pregnant, and I absolutely just love the dumplings. So to make the dumplings, what you need is a cup plus 2 tablespoons of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. I put about 1/4 in because I use salted butter, and 1/4 teaspoon, I usually put about half in, of pepper, and then you take 2 tablespoons of cold butter and put that, cut it into the mix like you're making a pastry. And once that's done, you add half a cup of milk to make the dough sticky, and then I take a tablespoon and I make them into little balls, and then I drop them into the hot liquid and I cover it back up and cook it for another hour to an hour and a half. One thing that I've been doing recently with the recipe for the chicken part is I've been adding Korean curry to it. It's just a yellow curry. You can probably use whatever curry you want, but I have a sister-in-law who's from South Korea, so she tends to buy in bulk, and we tend to pilf a little bit from her. So I've been putting some of that in there, and it's basically to taste. I really like the taste of curry. My husband not so much. He doesn't mind it, but he really likes that I put it in this. And then, yeah, then we just put that, we make some sticky rice. Again, my sister-in-law has always made sticky rice, so we got into sticky rice. And we just do that and put the dumplings and the chicken over top of it. So that is my recipe that I am sharing with you, and I hope you enjoy that recipe. I'm going to now share with you a couple of songs. The first one everybody knows. It's from Die Zauberflöte. It's Die Hölle Rache, and I'm just gonna start my backing track. So the last song I want to leave you with is one of my favorites. I sang it a couple of years ago with my friend Christian Sakowski for the Canadian Embassy, whatever his name, Andrzej Kurnicki, I believe. He's the ambassador to Canada from Poland. and as well as a spring concert that Christian had set up and programmed himself. And so this piece is one of my favorites that I learned. And it's just, yeah, it's really, really pretty, and I would love to share it with you. I'm just going to find it here. And yeah, and thank you again for listening and for watching, and please stay tuned for the next episode next week. We hope to see you at the opera next season as well, when we can get together safely again. We are looking forward to the new season very much and can't wait to share more music and more opera with you all. And I'm just gonna start this up here. I'm sorry for, I don't have an actual backing track for it, so I might turn it off so you don't hear the other voice. Pamiętam ciche, jasne złote dni.